governments benefited. 68 primary health care centers were equipped with basic emergency and obstetrics care equipment, anti-malarial drugs, as well as mosquito nets were also provided to communities. 340 youths from 17 local governments were trained in woodwork, metalwork, hairdressing, and ICT. Graduates of these programs are to benefit from a microfinance loan. The state expanded its interventions with the provision of another 68 solar-powered boreholes, 209 hand pump boreholes, and the construction as well as renovation of 79 primary health centers across the state. It is therefore heartwarming to know that we are gathered here today to witness the flagging of the distribution of the equipment to 96 primary health centers. These equipments are made up of 519 basic maternity equipment, 154,000 diagnostic consumables, and 1,728 units of healthcare furniture to these clinics, bringing the total of the equipment to 674,536. The equipments we are distributing today cost 253 million. I want to call on the various local government councils to ensure the security of these equipments in their various locations. I also want to appeal that the local government councils consider recruiting more healthcare workers to meet the requirement that has been created as a result of these new clinics that have been constructed. I also want to call on the communities, the benefiting communities, to please assist in the security of these equipments. Once more, I welcome all of you to this very, very important occasion. Thank you all. We want to thank the governor and all of you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is ungodly to despise realities. Since this administration has performed beyond expectations, it is proper that the Plateau State people say thank you and carry on. And that is why, come April, we need to appreciate this government by saying thank you with your votes. The choice of the best colors is never done by the blind. Only God sees the future. And since He has given us a good and selfless leader in the person of Dr. John David Jang, if we refuse to acknowledge this reality, we will certainly pay for it. Allah kiyaye mana. We want to once more thank the governor and all our distinguished guests, all those who graced this occasion. We say thank you and we wish you journey mercies to your various destinations. These equipments are available. They are all here. They are not somewhere. This government never talks and doesn't act. These equipment are right in this college. The samples are behind. After the governor's speech, he will move to inspect all the samples, both for SUBEP and Mdgs, and before he will now move to the stores to see the quantities that have been stored ready for distribution immediately after he flags off this event. Thank you.
You know, when they say action speaks louder than voice, to me I think that is referring to the amiable governor of Plateau State. So let's give him a round of applause, please. Thank you. Our amiable governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
The Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Isfanus Caleb Maisat, Honorable members of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Honorable Commissioners and Special Advisors, the Secretary to the State Government, Chairman of SUBEP, Plateau State, the Coordinator, Millennium Development Goal, Plateau State, Permanent Secretaries, Local Government Council Chairmen, the Chief Executives of Boards and Parastatals, our Royal Father, the Dagon Kuru and other Royal Fathers here present, our distinguished stakeholders and elders of Plateau State, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today marks yet another important milestone in our quest to deliver democracy dividends to the teeming populace who gave this administration the mandate to govern in 2007. Our administration has since inception placed a high premium on partnership that add value to governance and the lives of our people. It was in this way that we commenced the payment of counterpart funds for all projects and activities that require such funds, with the Universal Basic Education UBE and the Millennium Development Goals MDGs being among the first to be given attention. I also want to add that the Japanese government has also participated in the State Universal Basic Education Board with the primary schools that they have also the blocks of primary schools that they have done in various schools within the state. The commitment of our administration to redeeming education led to the declaration of a state of emergency on the sector as soon as we came into office. This was in addition to the payment of backlog of counterparts for the UBE and FGN, that's Federal Government of Nigeria funds, in 2005, 2006, and 2007 respectively, amounting to 1.3 billion naira. As of today, I have approved payment of counter fund up to the second quarter of 2010, bringing the total of counter payments we have made to about 3 billion naira. We are dedicating part of the 2009 funds for the renovation of private schools so as to bring up the standards of these schools at par. Government equally paid backlog of teachers' leave transport grants for 2005 to 2008 at a total cost of 636 million naira, as well as carried out massive interventions in educational infrastructure, leading to the construction and renovation of about 2,000 classrooms across the 17 local government areas of the state. This is in addition to the provision of classrooms, furniture, and infrastructural materials, among other things. Indeed, the Millennium Development Goals, CGS projects, have equally gone a long way in touching the lives of our people. Between 2008 and 2009, CGS Round 1 paid counterpart funds amounting to over 1.3 billion naira, which was used in the sinking of solar-powered boreholes with overhead tanks, as well as hand pump boreholes in about 340 communities in the state. Not only has the CGS intervention provided safe drinking water, about 164 primary health centers have been renovated, new ones constructed, as well as being provided with basic medical equipment. This policy is primarily aimed at addressing maternal and infant health care problems in the society. The area of youth empowerment was also not left out, as 340 youths were trained in metalwork, woodwork, hairdressing, and ICT under the 2008 Mdgs CGS project. They were trained at Kuru for Northern Zone, Pangxing for Central Zone, and Shandam for Southern Zone. These interventions, among several others, were done with the belief that no amount of investment in improving the living conditions of our people is too much. This remains the focus of any government that truly seeks to bring development to the people and reduce poverty among them. Today's flag of ceremony is by no means exhaustive of this administration's efforts at providing urgently needed supplies and equipment to our clinics and schools. It is merely a continuation and confirmation of our commitment to the redemption of Plateau State, which I pledged on assumption of office in 2007. The coordinator and chairman should therefore be assured of my continued support and readiness to provide the needed resources that will further push the frontiers of intervention to effectively cover the entire state. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the chairman of State Universal Basic Education Board, who has worked very tirelessly. We had to pull her out of her comfort in Abuja and bring her to start trekking the bushes of Plateau State to look at the dilapidated aspects of our schools. And as the daughter of the soil, She has given her absolute utmost best, and she has performed beyond expectations. I'm very proud of her. She's a daughter in whom I'm well pleased. The MDG have also done very well from the first coordinator. We have had two, and this is the third coordinator we are having. I want to appreciate the good work they have done in uplifting the standard of living of our rural people and assisting our teeming youth that are badly in need of what are getting jobs to do. I also want to congratulate all those, from Mrs. Dapet to Mr. Godons, and then now to my just retired permanent secretary, Government House. I didn't know that you have converted to politics so quickly. I also, lastly but not the least, I want to thank the Right Honorable Speaker, Plateau State House of Assembly, and his members, who have always listened to government when it comes to making provisions for funds for us to pay for the counterpart fundings that we are able to get the monies from the federal government. I want to particularly thank the federal government through the advisor to the president on MDGs and the chairman of Universal Basic Education Board at the federal level. I thank Mr. President for what he's doing, particularly to Plateau State. It is now my honor and privilege to flag off the distribution of these medical equipment and instructional materials for the use by our people to the glory of God and for the benefit of mankind. I however wish to warn against diverting any of these items, as anyone caught will face sanctions. Permit me lastly to apologize profusely for keeping you waiting here for hours. God bless Plateau State.
Thank you very much, the Governor of Plateau State. Right away, we're going to have a symbolic presentation of allocation letters to the 17 local governments here in Plateau, but it will be presented through the representative of the 17 local governments. And here I would like to invite the Algon chairman and the executive chairman of Shandam local government, Honorable Comrade Ishe, to please come forward for the presentation. I would like to also invite the Chairman of Conference of Education Secretaries, Plateau State, to come on behalf of the 17 Education Secretaries of the state to also be presented with the allocation letter on their behalf. Thank you.
Well, Alban Chairman, this is in addition to boost what you are already doing in the local governments. Honestly, I've watched governments here at home when I retired in 1990. I'm not trying to beat my own drum and then do the dancing myself, but facts are facts. This crop of chairmen of local governments, there's no comparison of them to any group in any local government in this whole federation of Nigeria, because what they have done is there to be seen by everyone.